If Sonic EXE were an SCP, the Foundation would likely classify him as Keter due to its potentially dangerous and unpredictable nature. And containment would involve a combination of physical and psychological measures to prevent its spread and influence. Here's a breakdown of how they might approach containment. 1. Object class and containment. Keter, given the potential for causing psychological distress, existential dread, and possibly even physical harm through its influence. Sonic EXE would likely be classified as Keter. Containment site. A dedicated, high-security containment site would be established. Possibly one with specialized psychological containment protocols. Physical containment. Isolated chamber. Sonic EXE would be housed in a heavily reinforced, soundproof chamber with limited access. Equipped with monitoring equipment. Anomalous material. The chamber's walls and floor could be lined with materials designed to suppress or neutralize the anomalous properties of Sonic EXE, such as materials that resist or absorb psychic energy. Restricted access. Access to the chamber would be strictly controlled and limited to authorized personnel with appropriate clearance. 2. Psychological containment. Psychological testing. Extensive psychological testing would be conducted on individuals who have interacted with or been affected by Sonic EXE to understand the nature of its influence and develop countermeasures. Counter-narratives. The Foundation might develop and disseminate counter-narratives or false flag information to counter the potentially harmful messages or beliefs spread by Sonic EXE. Psychological support. Personnel who have been exposed to Sonic EXE would receive psychological support and counseling to mitigate any negative effects. 3. Data collection and analysis. Observation. Sonic EXE's behavior and interactions would be closely monitored and analyzed to understand its capabilities and limitations. Testing. Controlled experiments would be conducted to determine the extent of its influence and to develop methods for containment and neutralization. Data storage. All data collected on Sonic EXE would be stored securely and made available to authorized personnel for research and analysis. 4. Potential containment strategies. Containment of the source. If Sonic EXE is determined to be a digital entity, the Foundation might focus on containing the source code or the file itself, preventing its further distribution or replication. Anomalous weaponry. If Sonic EXE's influence can be neutralized or suppressed, the Foundation might develop and deploy specialized weaponry or protocols to contain it. Psychological warfare. The Foundation might employ psychological warfare tactics to manipulate or control Sonic EXE's influence, turning it against itself or its intended targets. In summary, the SCP Foundation would approach Sonic EXE with a combination of physical and psychological containment strategies, focusing on isolating the entity, understanding its nature, and developing methods to neutralize its influence.